Welcome back, everyone. December 2025 is here, and if you're receiving Social Security benefits, this is going to be a month you need to pay close attention to. We've got major changes rolling out that affect your December payments, a 2.8% COLA adjustment that's officially locked in, and critical updates about SSI, SSDI, and those SSA letters hitting mailboxes right now. But here's what nobody's talking about. There's a gap forming between who actually benefits from the COA increase and who doesn't. And it's wider than most people realize. Plus, there's a payment schedule change at the end of December that causes mass confusion every year, and I'm going to explain exactly what's happening so you don't get caught off guard. I'll also clear up the stimulus rumors once and for all because misinformation is spreading fast and people deserve the truth. Let's get into what's really happening with your Social Security money this month. If this is your first time here, I'm Lee Dudek, and I spend my days reading through Social Security announcements, government reports, and policy updates so you don't have to. I know these documents can be overwhelming, especially when you're just trying to figure out how much money you'll actually have in your bank account next month. And here's the truth. I get why this matters so much. Whether you're a retiree who worked your entire life and is now on a fixed income, a disabled veteran navigating SSDI, a widow trying to make it on survivor benefits, or someone dealing with a disability, these changes directly impact your ability to pay rent, buy groceries, and keep the heat on this winter. So let's cut through the confusion and talk about what's actually happening with your December Social Security payment and what's coming in January. Let's start with the December 2025 payment schedule because this month is a little different than November. And there's something happening on December 31st that always causes confusion. If you receive SSI, your regular December payment arrives on Monday, December 1st. That's standard. But here's the part that gets everybody talking, and this happens every single year. Because January 1st is a federal holiday, SSI recipients will actually get their January 2026 payment early on Wednesday, December 31st. And every single year someone posts on Facebook or TikTok saying, "Extra SSI check this month" or "bonus payment." And then thousands of people get confused. But no, that second payment is just January's check coming one day early because of the holiday. It's not extra. It's not something you have to apply for. It's not something you're supposed to report to anyone. It's simply the normal January payment moved up. So if you see two SSI payments in December, don't panic and don't spend it twice thinking it's a bonus. If you receive both Social Security and SSI, or if you started collecting Social Security before May 1997, your December payment date is Wednesday, December 3rd. For everybody else, your date is based on your birthday. Birthday between the 1st and 10th. Wednesday, December 10th. Birthday between the 11th and 20th. Wednesday, December 17th. Birthday between the 21st and 31st. Wednesday, December 24th. Yep, that's Christmas Eve this year, so it might end up helping a lot of families with holiday expenses. Usually, if your deposit arrives around midnight Eastern Time, that pattern stays the same, depending on your bank. For Direct Express card users, funds generally load the same day. Now let's talk about something important that starts this month. December is when SSI recipients see the first payment with the new 2026 cost of living adjustment. Everybody else will see their COLA increase in January, but SSI gets it early because that January check comes on December 31st. So yeah, you'll notice your benefit shifting this month. The increase for 2026 is officially set at 2.8%. The average retiree will see about $56 more per month. It's a little higher than last year's increase, and on paper, it looks decent. But here's the part one mentioned earlier, the part that catches people by surprise. Medicare Part B premiums are rising again, and they're rising faster than the COLA. For most people, premiums will be $185 per month in 2026, almost a $10 jump from last year. And for a lot of people with smaller checks, the entire COA increase disappears the moment the Medicare premium is deducted. Let me give you a real example. If someone gets $600 a month, their COLA increase is around $16.80. The Medicare increase wipes out all of it. For some people, the increase actually makes their check feel smaller because the COLA doesn't really show up in their bank account. Now, there is protection for some people. The hold harmless rule protects many people from having their Social Security reduced by premium increases But that protection doesn't apply to everyone. New retirees and higher income retirees aren't covered by that rule. So even though benefits are rising, not everyone will feel the difference. And I think that's one reason more people have been paying attention to how the entire Social Security system is being managed right now, because it's not just about the monthly check, it's about the whole structure. And speaking of the structure, SSA Commissioner Martin O'Malley released his year-end report, and honestly, it shows some major improvements this year. Earlier in the year, the online portal was going offline 29 hours a week. Now it's running 24/7 with far fewer disruptions. Millions of people depend on that website for direct deposit changes, benefit verification, letters, and appeals. So, having consistent access is a huge improvement. Call wait times dropped from around 28 minutes down to about 15 minutes. And about 90% of calls are now being handled through self-service tools or callbacks. If you've ever been stuck on hold with the SSA, you know that's no small improvement. In office, wait times are lower too, with the average scheduled visitor waiting around 6 minutes. So yeah, after a frustrating year of shutdowns and outdated systems, things are finally running a bit smoother. Action step. If you haven't set up your My Social Security online account yet, now is a great time. You can check your benefit amount, get verification letters, and manage your account without sitting on hold. Another big development is the complete reversal of that controversial disability rule that would have made it harder for older workers to qualify for SSDI. Advocacy groups warned it could have affected hundreds of thousands of workers over the next decade, especially people over 50. Some analysts said as many as 750,000 people might have been impacted. The fear in the disability community was real, but the commissioner confirmed it's not moving forward anymore. Disability advocates called the reversal a huge win. And honestly, heading into December, it's one of the biggest reliefs of the entire year. If you're over 50 and dealing with health issues that make it hard to work, this matters. The old rules for proving disability were going to stay in place, which is good news for people who might need to apply for SSDI in the coming years. Now, there's also a new tax rule taking effect that a lot of people still don't know about. Congress approved a new $6,000 senior deduction for people 65 and older. The idea is to help reduce how much of your Social Security gets taxed, but it's not automatic for higher ENOM seniors. It starts phasing out at $75,000 for individuals and $150,000 for couples. For middle ENOM seniors, though, the savings could be real. Some people might save over $1,000 a year. It depends on your income, your withholdings, and whether you adjust anything for next year's taxes. If this applies to you, talk to whoever does your taxes about how to claim this deduction for 2026. Don't assume it happens automatically. Now, with all these updates happening, December is also a reminder that long-term Social Security funding is still uncertain. New projections show the trust fund could be depleted by late 2032 or early 2033. If Congress doesn't act, benefits would be cut by about 20% automatically. They wouldn't disappear, but the system would need major changes to stay fully funded. Some lawmakers want to raise the income cap on payroll taxes. Some want to raise the retirement age. Some want to change the payroll tax rate. Nobody agrees yet, and time is ticking. I know that's scary to hear. But here's what I want you to understand. Your benefits are still coming. The system isn't collapsing tomorrow, but it does need fixes, and those fixes will probably happen in the next few years. Stay informed and make your voice heard with your representatives. Now let's switch gears for a moment because there's another topic that's been spreading online like wildfire the last few weeks. The idea of a $2,000 stimulus check coming before Christmas. A lot of people have seen videos claiming the IRS is preparing payments, or that banks are already being notified. Here's the truth in plain English. There is no approved $2,000 stimulus check for 2025. Nothing is scheduled. Nothing is being sent before Christmas. The IRS even made statements about it, saying there's no new payment and no new law. President Trump himself said the checks would not be coming this year. He said it would be sometime next year and maybe not even early next year. He suggested the timing might line up before the 2026 midterms. Another thing people don't realize is the math behind this idea. Tariff revenue for 2025 so far is about $195 billion. A $2,000 check for middle-income Americans would cost around $300 billion. The revenue doesn't fully cover it. Economists have pointed this out, and even Trump supporters admit the math still needs to be sorted out. So here's the straight answer. The idea isn't dead, but nothing is happening this year. The earliest anything could happen is sometime in 2026, and only if Congress passes a bill. Now, even though the answer isn't what people hoped for, it makes sense why so many people have been asking about it. The holidays are expensive, groceries are up, utilities are up, rent is up, and families are stretched thin. When you're on a fixed income, especially Social Security, every dollar counts. So people hoping for a check isn't greed, it's just survival. December is also when the 2026 Social Security COLA letters start arriving. These are the one-page notices that show exactly what your benefit will be in January. They're more important this year because Medicare premiums are rising so quickly. For many people, these notices are the first chance to see their actual take-home amount after the COLA and after the Medicare deduction. Don't ignore these letters. Open them, read them carefully, and make sure the numbers match what you're expecting. Also, this is a good month to double-check your direct deposit or direct express info, just to be sure everything is accurate going into the new year. With staffing issues, office backlogs, and holiday delays, fixing something now is way easier than trying to correct it in January. If something looks wrong, call or visit your local Social Security office. Don't wait and hope it fixes itself. Let me just take a moment to remind you who's affected by all of this, because I want you to see yourself in these numbers. This affects about 72 million Americans. Retirees who worked your whole life and deserve a secure retirement. Disabled workers dealing with chronic pain, mental health conditions, or mobility issues. Widows and widowers raising kids on survivor benefits or trying to make it on one income. Veterans who serve this country and are now navigating Social Security. SSI recipients who are elderly, blind, or disabled with limited income. You paid into this system. You earned these benefits. You deserve to understand how it works and get every dollar you're entitled to. So here's what you can do right now. Step 1. Mark your payment date on your calendar based on your birthday or benefit type. Step 2. Watch for your SSA COLA letter and read it carefully when it arrives. Step 3. Check your My Social Security account online to verify your new benefit amount for January. Step 4. Review your budget with your new benefit amount and the Medicare premium increase in mind. Step 5. If you're struggling with food costs, apply for SNAP benefits. Many seniors qualify but aren't enrolled. Step 6. Look into LIHAP for help with heating costs this winter. Applications are open now in most states. Step 7. If you're spending a lot on prescriptions, ask about Medicare Extra Help or prescription assistance programs. So yeah, December has a lot of moving pieces, but your payments are still arriving on schedule. The SSA has made some real improvements. The COLA is officially locked in, the disability cutbacks were stopped, and next year comes with some new tax benefits that might help depending on your income. I know this year has been tough for a lot of you. I know that a 2.8%. 8% increase doesn't feel like enough when everything costs more. But here's what I want you to remember. You're not alone in this. This channel exists to help you navigate this stuff. I'll keep reading the reports, breaking down the confusing policy language, and giving you the information you need in plain English. Now, I'm curious, how are you feeling about the future of Social Security going into the new year? Do you feel a little more confident after these updates? Or are you still unsure about where the system is heading? Share your thoughts in the comments. It helps this whole community feel supported and connected. If this update helped you make sense of everything, go ahead and hit that like button so more people can find it. And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the January update. There are going to be a lot of important changes early next year, and I'll be right here helping you navigate every one of them. I've also got a whole playlist on Social Security benefits, Medicare, and assistance programs. Check the description box below. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. Take care, stay safe,